All right, y'all. It's about that time, folks. It's 6 o'clock on a Tuesday, y'all. It's about to go down like four flat tires in a broken elevator. You're live with your boy Lonzo, the Godfather of West Coast hip hop, and I do it like this every week. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. From the West Coast to the East Coast and everything between, folks. From Eve After Dark to concerts in the park. You're live with your boy Lonzo, the Godfather of West Coast hip hop. Standing by in the dugout, my man, my partner, my homie in crime, my fellow Gemini. We call him the Dusty One. What's up, Dusty? There you
Lonzo.
go. We are here. What's up with you, Doc?
Man, can't complain, dude. This rain is just sticking around, man.
Man, it ain't going nowhere. I cannot recall daylight saving time, and you can't go outside.
Thank you. This is usually the time we're out doing our
thing.
thing.
Come on, man. I started cleaning yesterday. I started cutting trees and stuff from my house. I figured it's daylight saving time. I can start doing a little spring cleaning shit. I'm back in the studio again, cleaning up in the studio.
Yeah, man. Well, shit, a lot to talk about. Let's jump right into it. Shout out to the chat fam. Please hit that like button.
I see him. What's up with your phone?
Yeah, peace, everybody. Well, so much to talk about, man. Let's go to one of the bigger stories of this week, Lonzo. Our dude Charleston White is trending again. I don't know if you've been keeping up with what's going on, but he does this traveling comedy show.
Okay.
And apparently he's been selling out in every city he goes to. Well, he's in hot water right now for a thin community. A lot of the stuff that he said towards this dude named China Mac and the Asian community. China Mac is a big YouTuber as well. Are very derogatory that I can't even say him on here to without getting a strike or anything like that. Lonzo, the Asian community ain't taking it, and they made him cancel his New York show, which is where China Mac is from, in fear of something happening to him. And I say that because once again we talked about other people coming together when they're disrespected, but ain't nobody saying shit when Charleston White's disrespecting black folks.
Unfortunately, we have gotten so used to getting disrespected, we think it's part of the culture. In some ways, man, we've gotten so used to it. We expect certain things. We expect to be mistreated by the police. We expect certain things to go wrong. When we apply for certain situations, we don't expect to get this. We don't expect to get that. And Charleston White has been such a, I'm gonna say toxic. I don't like using that word, but he's such a antagonizing type person. He purposely says shit to piss people off. Okay. Oh, yeah. I saw one of his interviews. He claimed he didn't cancel for whatever reason. But I know anybody in his right mind, if you saying the wrong shit to the wrong people, you might want to rethink your position and shut your ass up and go and get your money. But that's how he gets his money, though. He gets paid for doing that. Fuck Crips, fuck Bloods, for whatever the case may be. But you start fucking with everybody else. No, hold on, bro. Hold on. It is what it is, man. I can't explain it. That's that niggaverse shit, man.
Man, yeah, man. And the thing about Charleston White is his own YouTube channel is not monetized, but I think he has like 89 million views or something. I'm not even exaggerating. He has like 100 million views. If his YouTube channel was monetized, he'd probably be making 20 to 30 grand a month just on his YouTube channel. So I don't know. I think it's gonna dry out for him eventually, man. He does make a few $1,000s here and there from interviews and stuff like that, but the fact that he's not monetized on his own YouTube channel, that's just crazy to me. If I had that following,
they probably won't let it stay monetized. He says such foul shit.
No, they can't. He can't. No, and he knows that they can. Yep. All the stuff he said, they demonetized him a long time ago.
Yeah, so he just says what he's saying and get his money elsewhere. I mean, it's an option. Say what you're gonna say, and get your money on the road, whatever the case may be. But YouTube is a great tool for advertising what he wants to do, and it's not a bad way to do it. But again, if he toned himself down a little bit, he could probably make a whole lot more money, maybe.
Yeah, and a lot of the stuff he says underlying is good shit. He's really saying there's some stuff underlying that he says, but man, when you tack all that other stuff on it, it's like it takes away from his message.
He's the kind of cat that'll give you some honey and piss in the jar just to get you pissed off. Man, why you piss in the jar? It's good honey. But don't worry about the piss, don't worry about the honey. That's kind of cat he is. He'll piss in the jar, piss in the honey jar, and then get mad because you mad at the piss. But he says he does have a lot of valid points. He speaks he speaks his mind. Sometimes he can be a little bit vicious with his commentary, and but again, that's part of his shtick.
Yeah. Well, let's move on, man. Let's I was listening to a podcast recently, and like I told you before, every time a subject comes up that I think would be good for the show, I jot it down. But someone was talking about Exhibit, right?
Okay.
Lonzo?
Yeah. Exhibit?
Yeah, the rapper, you know him. Okay,
yeah.
Cool. Just making sure you know who I'm talking about. Yeah. So back in the day, they had a group, Exhibit, Saphir, and Razkaz had a group called the Golden State Warriors. And they were straight up hip hop backpack rappers. If you saw the early Exhibit, I mean, he was straight backpack. He dressed like a hip hopper, you know what I mean? Dre wanted to sign them as a group, Dr. Dre. And Dr. Dre said, okay, cool. You guys got the sound. Shout out OG Steve. Thank you so much. Shout out
What's
to
up, Dave?
Yeah, so Dr. Dre wants to sign Exhibit, Razkaz, and Saphir, the Golden State Warriors. And when it comes to signing them, he says, all right, cool. Now you guys got to put on your costume. So they're all looking at each other like, what do you mean by costume? What do you mean by costume? He wanted them to, by costume, he wanted them to start wearing Dickie suits, Chuck Taylors, dressing the part of a street dude, gangster dude. Razkaz, straight up hip hopper, he's like, no, I'm not doing that. That's not my vibe. I don't do that. Saphir is from the Bay Area, so Saphir is like, well, there's no banging in the Bay. I'd be perpetrating myself. The only one who agreed to put on the costume, according to this person who was being interviewed, was Exhibit.
Okay.
And I don't know if you remember, but as a hip hopper, I remember when he transitioned from a backpacker to like kind of doing some gangster content. But he was the only one, and eventually he went on to sell millions of records, went on tour with Dr. Dre and Aftermath, and was signed and all that. The costume, Lonzo, talk to me when you hear that story. What are your thoughts?
I talked about this earlier today in regards to my personal situation. If you prepared to make that transition and go for the money, some people call it selling out, some people call it buying in. It all depends on how you want to look at it. Okay. People ask me all the time. I did an interview last Thursday, and that was one of the questions. Why did you follow the steps of N.W.A? That never was me. Okay. I couldn't. I always got to stay down from. I got to be true to myself, Doc. And some people don't have that same allegiance to themselves, and it worked out for him for the most part. He did a lot of good stuff. He got shows and whatever the case may be. Allegedly, Broad took a lot of money from him, but he's back working. I see he's back on some shows with Quick and some other folks. So some people understand. And here's another part: some people understand that a lot of what you see on stage is just that. It's an act. It's an act. ACT. It's costume. It's not a lifestyle. But because so many people believe the OG moniker of hip hop and everything you come out of a hip hopper's mouth is keeping it real, keeping it 100, you don't bother to vet the person's history. You just accept what comes out their mouth for being reality, and you go for it. And then you get pissed off when you find out, oh, but he wasn't what? No, man, he wasn't. And that's our fault. You wanted to buy something, they sold it to you, but you didn't buy you didn't get what you thought you was paying for, and now you mad.
Yep. And one of his rationales, according to this person being interviewed, was Dr. Dre's rationale for doing this was it worked for him back in the late 80s, early 90s when Dr. Dre made the transition from, dancing in World Class Wrecking Crew, doing his thing, to becoming a gangster, at least image-wise. Now, we've talked about this before, Lonzo, but take us back to the day that you turned on the TV and you saw these dudes that you basically raised, meaning Ice Cube, Yella, and Dr. Dre, dressed up as gangsters and talking gangster stuff.
It wasn't a one day thing. I was looking at a picture of this guy today on Facebook, and they didn't come off originally as being gangsters. it was always street in the beginning. Okay. It's a picture I saw today. Dre had on a tam, a little French tam. Yella had his hat just kind of cocked sideways, and so did Ren. But when you think about the original music they made, something to dance to, Panic Zone, what's the other one? When they was Express Yourself, that wasn't gangster. That was more of what they started off doing, reality. And later on, after I think the second album cover, that's when they came off as the gangster rappers. And but to see them be successful I was cool with that. Okay. I've always said, and I'll say it again, I'll tell anybody, I only had a problem with the name, man. But when they started saying certain things, I knew I couldn't be a part of that. You know, the bitches and the hoes, that wasn't gonna work for me. I'd have been the old man leading the young men down the wrong path, and they probably would have had it the whole time when they were being ridiculed, running over CDs and DVDs. CDs and cassettes. It probably would have been magnified because my black ass would have been right there in the beginning, in the front, and it'd have been real fucked up. So nah, man, I'm cool.
Did any of them, meaning Yella, Dre, or I'm having the brain fart, dude. Did any of them confide in you and say, hey, we're thinking about going this route, or it just kind of showed up one day? Or,
they talked about it in the beginning around the house, doing some reality raps, the gangster raps. The term gangster rap was never something I heard come out their mouth. Never. It was always reality raps. We're going to start doing stuff like Mixmaster Spade, Toddy T had set the bar already for reality raps. They were being successful with it. We was making records already, making bootleg records. Run DMC was doing their thing. They looking a lot more raw. They weren't as flashy as World Class Record Crew, and that was kind of the vibe they was going for. Later on, it became something else.
Yeah. Well, let's move on, man. Let's go to the niggaverse, Lonzo. Another big story this week, baby. Let's load up the back seat with our spare tire and let's hit the niggaverse, man.
Time for this one to come home.
What we got?
That's right. Now let me set the scene for you and our audience. 2016, Taxstone is a very popular podcaster whom by most accounts was about that life. Taxstone was the podcaster. Troy Ave is a very popular New York gangster rapper. Now in 2016, Troy Ave were beefing online very, very heavy. One of the last tweet exchanges was basically, I'll see you when I see you, and when I see you, I'm going to do what I'm going to do type stuff. That's what they were on. Long story short, both of the camps meet up at a T.I. concert in New York City in 2016, and they get into a little scuffle. Long story short, a gun is pulled out. Taxstone and Troy Ave are fighting for the gun. The podcaster and the gangster rapper are fighting for the gun. And someone ends up shooting the gun, and someone's good friend has been killed. So that being said, Taxstone is facing murder right now. Troy Ave is out on bail, but he testified today. The gangster rapper testified today. So it's looking like a lot more rappers are starting to testify. Seems like Tekashi 6ix9ine started something. I'm not opposed to it, but I would love your thoughts when you hear a gangster rapper is taking the stand and saying, yes, that dude tried to shoot me and I shot him, because he's trying to obviously not face football numbers himself.
Well, like I said before, when your character get your real ass in trouble, you come out of character and go to court. Your character got your ass, wrote a check that your ass couldn't cash. And now your real life person, your real life entity got to get your ass out of that shit. So I bet you he ain't going to court looking like nothing. His videos.
Oh, he probably got the best suit on. He looks fly as hell.
He go to court. He took out that khaki suit. You don't see niggas going to court in khaki suits.
Talking they wear that proper shit as hell. Talking proper, enunciating everything.
Oh, all the words. He got all the verbiage. He done probably read a dictionary from A to Z. He got all sound like Don King, probably. Your Honor, the proclivity of today's situation prohibits me, whatever the case may be. But he's trying to convince the judge he ain't no thug, because boy, when that gavel come down on your ass, your understanding gets real good. Okay, he don't want that gavel to come down against him. So this is the common sense, man. This is the part I keep telling people, man. You buying that bullshit. You buying characters. You might as well go and buy New Jack City and see, and buy the New Jack City and wait for Nino Brown to throw somebody. You get thrown off the building by Ice-T. Everybody acting. Everybody's trying to get your money. What you buying? You buying gangsters? I'm selling gangsters. I got some gangsters. I'll be right back. Okay, whatever you sell, whatever you buying, that's what they selling till it's too late. I bet you when he go to court, he ain't got no lyric. All his lyrics is bullshit. He was just joking, I was playing. That's part of my character. Blah blah blah. But that's the game they play. But the average consumer think that motherfucker telling the truth. That's part, and that's because some guys are good actors. They're good actors. They play the role real well. They know how to buy they rent the right houses. Hang around the right homies. Got a few homies look pretty crazy. But, when it come down to it, that brother going home to a gated community, nice family, probably got an education. He just doing this to get paid. That's just like Cedric the Entertainer. That movie with John Travolta and them, he was highly, and Andre 3000. Cedric was a gangster producer, but he was very educated, spoke very well, but he surrounded himself with all these thugs. He had a little thug in him too, but he was an educated thug. And that's where the money is. So that's where people go. People find a lot of guys find them a lane in the gangster role, in the gangster highway, and they ride that thing till they drive them into a court, pull up in the court, they get out their goddamn gangster car and get back in their civilian car and want to start talking like they got some sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Welcome to the niggerverse.
Man. And where even the podcasters are going to prison for murder, Lonzo. Like, this used to be a gangster rapper thing. Now the damn podcasters the YouTube streets are crazy.
Ain't none of this shit that goddamn serious, man. And that's the part these poor fools don't understand. You didn't talk your ass up on the ass whooping. You talked yourself up on the shooting. And first of all, you don't want to get shot, and you don't want to do no shooting. Okay? I just had a Compton judge on another show. I do Compton Chronicles, a local podcast. I had a judge on there the other day, Judge Fowler. We were talking about some of the situations that people find themselves in. And, you don't want to play with these guns, man. You don't want to do that. You first of all, you ain't got the money to fight the case. Okay? In most cases, you don't have the money to fight the case. All right? All them fake jewels that you wear around your neck that you're trying to protect, you can't pawn them and get enough money to hire a lawyer to stand behind you and stand next to you in court and get you off that case. Okay? He wants $25,000, $30,000 before you get bailed out. He wants $25,000, $30,000 just to go to court, and that's just been there for the arraignment. They ain't gonna do it to trial. That's why they usually want your ass to cop a plea. They're not there to get you off. They're there to get you a lower sentence, especially if you got a gun involved. Very few situations that a gun being involved, your ass ain't gonna go to jail. Very few situations. Okay, and if you do go to jail,
in New York City,
huh? Especially in New York City.
Especially New York City. So you sit here and sit in a city that pretty much damn near banned guns. You got a gun. First of all, you got headache right there. Okay, somebody got shot with the gun. The one did he shoot the other rapper or the podcaster, or a third party got shot? So the podcaster. So yes, the third party got shot. It was the rapper's friend or the podcast. One of the friends.
So
one of the really close.
What you said is, two knuckleheads got into a fighting over the gun. They didn't shoot each other. They shot somebody who was just standing there watching. Okay. Exactly. And now the person that got shot, did he die?
Oh, he died.
Okay, so now you got two motherfuckers regretting that shit like a son of a bitch because they don't know which one going to the penitentiary. Somebody got a murder beat.
All on camera.
Somebody got a murder beat. Somebody going to jail. Somebody just fucked off their families. They fucked it off. Gone, done deal, rap, put a bow on this motherfucker. It's over with. 25 to with an L. Okay? Well, he might get 15 because it wasn't intentional murder, but somebody brought the gun. Whoever brought the gun got the headache, got the biggest headache. Both of them got headaches because one is in jail, one had to bail out. They both gonna need lawyers. Somebody finna get broke. Somebody about to get broke. Somebody about to go to jail.
Yeah, okay. This has been going on since 2016, Lonzo. So you know those lawyers.
That's just racking up, man. That's
just stacking the go, dog.
That's just racking up like a slot machine. Okay. I feel sorry for them, Doc. They got problems. But see, that's the fear that I've always had. When you playing with guns, or even you defending yourself, and you miss and hit an innocent bystander. How in the fuck do you, especially if it's a kid or a woman or somebody who was just not wasn't even paying attention to you motherfuckers. He end up dead because you motherfuckers out here playing badass. That's the part that would fuck me up, and anybody with a heart would fuck up as well. Okay, you took a man's life, especially your homie. You took your homie's life on some bullshit. Now I bet you, if you started the root of the problem, I bet you it's based on bullshit.
Bullshit.
Bet you it's based on bullshit.
It was all internet going back and forth. Someone said something on a podcast they didn't like. They're beefing online, and
so you got two motherfuckers fighting for their freedom. Another man dead over some bullshit. That's why I call it niggerverse. Only in the niggerverse that shit makes sense.
Man. Yep. You know, and Taxstone, literally, Lonzo, he was the man. He would have been on some Joe Budden, Joe Rogan type shit contract if he would have kept going. He was, by all accounts, the man when it comes to podcasting. I enjoyed his podcast. On the other hand, the rapper also was independent. He was making his money. He was doing his thing. They both made it, Lonzo. They both made it.
But again,
talk to these youngsters out there who to leave the street after they make it.
But again, they can't see past their own bullshit. What happens, man, when you get that kind of money, I don't know how old these guys are. I have no idea. But I experienced
late 20s.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. I experienced the same thing back in the day when I formed a company called West Coast Record Distributors. Me, Unknown DJ, Rudy Pardee from the LA Dream Team, and Egyptian Lover. We all formed the first black-owned, black artist-owned distribution company, West Coast Record Distributors. We were housed on 54th and Western. It was the same factory that produced the Good Fred oil. Good Fred was a good friend of all of ours. He slowed his business down. He gave us some offices, warehouses, housed our records, do our business. The first year in business, we dropped JJ Fad, Supersonic, Rodney O and Joe Cooley, Compton Compilation. We had a cool King T project, and Egyptian Lover brought his whole catalog over there. We knocked down a meal ticket the first year. Meal ticket. The only problem was everybody's ego got in the goddamn way. Everybody's ego got in the fucking way. Okay? I had money. Egypt had money. Rudy had money. Unknown had money. And couldn't nobody see past their own bullshit, including me. Couldn't see past my own bullshit. And our egos just fucked it off. Bottom line. Okay? Me and Unknown went back to doing our thing later on. But Rudy moved on. Egypt kept doing his thing. And if we'd have stayed in business, we probably could have sold that business for about $10-15 million. But we couldn't see past our own personal egos, man. And when your ego outweighs your money, you're fucked. When your ego outweighs your money, you're about to fuck yourself off. It's the same thing they say in the Bible, pride before the fall. The pride before the fall, that's the same thing. Ego is a part of pride. And if you got your ego is so big, you can't say, excuse me, you can't walk away from some shit. You got to fight it out to the end. You're probably going to end up losing in more ways than one. Even if you win, you're probably going to end up losing. Because you're going to do some shit that's going to be out of your character. And that's one reason why I never wanted to fuck around with the gangster shit, because I know me. I ain't no punk about that. I love telling jokes. I like smiling. I like making motherfuckers laugh. I like being a good, lighthearted person. But people take that shit for granted. And if you do, and the motherfucker test you, now your fucking manhood is on. Well, what's perceived as your manhood is on the fucking line. Okay.
You need that organ, Lonzo. Break that organ down.
Somebody then told you that if you don't do a certain thing, you're the punk. You're the punk. And because you ain't prepared to crash and burn and fuck off your life to prove to some other niggas that you are a man in their eyes, which don't mean shit to nobody. Being a man and being considered a man in another broke ass man's eyes don't mean shit to nobody. Okay? All it is, it gets you some oohs and ahs, but it won't get you a motherfucking dollar on your books. It won't get you no fucking visits. It won't get you a motherfucking letter from your homies. Don't buy that bullshit. Motherfuckers will have you thinking that, oh man, you supposed to do so, and blah, 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 blah. I was listening to somebody, it was talking about Chris Rock and
Thank you. I wanted to talk about that. Keep going. Go ahead.
Chris Rock and Will Smith. Okay. They were saying, well, Chris Rock should have did this on the stage. First of all, it wasn't gonna work. You got a foolish act, so you're gonna compound the situation by doing another foolish act. Okay. Now, Chris is supposed to take that shit and woo. Nah. Nah, Chris played that shit just right, man. Take that motherfucking shit. Let that nigga hit that shit and hit him. Hit him. When you hit him, you get paid for it. Okay. Chris got a $40 million deal with fucking Netflix. $40 million. All that nigga did, all Will Smith did was gave him some content and made everybody in this mama want to watch that goddamn Netflix special. Okay.
And we waited to the end because I don't know if you watched the whole thing.
I watched the whole thing twice.
I was like, I can't.
Whole thing twice. Okay. I watched that shit and I'm saying, you know what? That he did it tastefully. He did it viciously, but he did it tastefully. It may not be the best way to do it in the niggerverse, but there's other universes outside the niggerverse. So when you think about the kind of money Chris Rock, the kind of circles they run in, the kind of money they playing with, they're not playing with homie money. When somebody give you $40 million for some stand-up specials, you got to be smart about that shit. You don't let one situation fuck off your whole career. Just like the same thing with Muscle Boy. What's his name? Terry Crews. He should have knocked that motherfucker out. Woo. First of all, if a man says to me fucked up, I ain't gonna tell nobody else. I'm gonna deal with that motherfucker one-on-one. Okay? But you trying to cry victim, nigga, that don't work. You can't cry victim with all them goddamn muscles, okay? That only works for women, sir. That don't work for brothers, okay? He said something to me. He grabbed my balls. Okay, no, nigga. You can't do that. You got too many muscles for that. You check that motherfucker in private. Hey, man, don't do that. I whatever you do with yours, this is what I do with mine. Mine's for my old lady. I don't play that. Okay, Terry, no problem, okay? And you snatch that motherfucker up, you whisper in his ear. Don't play that shit, man. Thank you, but no thank you, okay? But you let it go. But you don't take that shit public. And that's the problem with motherfuckers today, man. For some reason, they think everything got to be told on the internet or interviewed. Negro, you can't cry with all them muscles about being grabbed by some other dude. You can't do that. Okay? No, man. But you also, he can't react in the angry black man way either because he got too much. This man had, 5, 6 shows? This dude had a ton of shows, okay? He lived a whole different lifestyle. I'm not saying you have to sacrifice your lifestyle. Ain't like the motherfucker did nothing to him. I mean, went up in him and nothing like that, but he did make him feel very uncomfortable. I never had that problem before, but I can see where somebody like him, it would definitely bother him. It would definitely bother me if it happened to me, but on the same token, I am not going on television to talk about that shit, okay? Just like Will Smith, if my old lady was decided she wanted to sleep with somebody else, we are not going to come on this goddamn show and talk about it. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that, okay? It's some shit is a word that people forgot about. It's called private, personal, up close, intimate. It's some shit that don't belong on the fucking internet. It's simple as that. Some shit does not belong on the internet. This internet shit did not come with instructions, and motherfuckers think it's supposed everything you do from your food to your goddamn bedroom habits got to be on the internet. You got to be stupid. I can't do it.
Yeah, man. And let's keep it on Will Smith and Chris Rock for a bit, because I really enjoyed that. Chris Rock is top 5 comedian in my opinion, in my personal opinion. I love his comedy. What do you think, or what do you say to the critics who think Chris was too mean? Oh, you're calling Jada the B. We can say bitch now, actually, on YouTube. That the guidelines have been lifted, so we can.
Okay.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm like, damn. I've been wanting to say bitch for the last 4 years. But also, you know, I think what Will Smith did was some bitch shit. Will Smith is what, 6'3", big old dude, and you know if that was like 50 Cent up there, somebody or somebody buff, Will Smith wouldn't have did that shit.
He wouldn't have slapped Nas, and Nas ain't no big dude. Okay. He wouldn't have slapped Ja Rule, and Ja Rule ain't no big dude. He wouldn't have slapped me, and I'm an old motherfucker, okay? He knew damn well exactly. He picked his perfect victim. Why he thought that was a good idea, because like I say all the time, man, it's 3 people you can never hit and win the fight. Actually 4, okay? 1 is a woman. If you beat up a woman, you can't win that fight. If she whoops your ass, oh, man, you got your ass beat by that woman. Or if you whoop her ass, think you jumped on a woman? Same thing with a midget. You jumped on a midget, that midget whooped your ass. You can't win that fight. An old person, you jumped on an old person, man, you ain't shit. That old man whooped your ass, didn't he? Okay? So it's fights you can't win. And a dude, a Chris Rock size, 150, 160 pounds, Will Smith,
soaking wet.
Soaking wet. You got Ali versus Pookie. Come on, man. You got Ali versus Pookie, dude. Come on, man. How you gonna do that? You can't win that shit. So it's just certain things you have to realize. No matter how you feeling, you can't win that shit. When Chris did that thing about said, Will, I sucked so dick. How you feel about that? That shit was hilarious. Yeah. That was fucking hilarious. Okay, and you know the world has gotten so soft. The victim, everybody's a victim. Okay. Chris Rock was the victim. Everybody wanted Chris Rock to climb up him like a monkey on the banana tree and do what? Get his ass whooped some more in front of and embarrass the whole fucking race? Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Get out of here with that bullshit. Chris Rock played the long game. He had shows. His ticket prices went up. His fees probably went up. His performance fees went up because everybody was waiting for him to say something. He might have touched on it, but he waited until he got the real money to get paid, and that's when he brought it to attention. Shit, motherfucker do something to me like that. 40 million, I can hold it.
Yeah, that can hold it a couple years. 40
million. I can wait until the camera's on. Write me a routine and make it happen. And then at the end, he says, we dropped the mic. He said, my mama told me never to fight in front of white people.
Fight in front of white people. And you know what? That dude, how deep was that? That wrapped it up perfectly, homie.
Okay. Dude, how could you embarrass Will Smith, embarrass the entire black race by doing some shit like that after this woman and did all this? She put you on blast in front of the world. Yeah, I fucked our son's friend in our bed and he drove our car and shit. The fuck? You didn't slap that bitch? You didn't slap that bitch? Corey Holcomb says you're supposed to smash her head in, but I understand you can't do shit, but you damn sure couldn't do that shit on television to nobody else. Cause nah, man. I read Will's book, man. I listened to his audiobook. In his audiobook, Will Smith said out of his mouth, the first 5 minutes, he says he always looked at himself as being a coward. He always saw himself as being a coward. Okay. You know, he felt that he couldn't fight. His sister fought for him when he was a youngster. He felt bad when his dad would jump on his mom and do shit back in the day. And it was, oddly enough, I finished that audiobook on the way to a casino. Me and my cousin was going to a casino out in Palm Springs. I finished the audiobook, and shortly after I finished the audiobook, I looked up on the billboard and Chris Rock was playing at one of my favorite casinos. And the next night, that's when this shit jumped off. And it was so vivid to me why he did what he did. He just felt like, he feels that was a move he could pull to prove himself to be some bad motherfucker. And meanwhile, your woman did all this other shit. And you got some other issues that you need to go talk to somebody about, because that shit was she pulled. But Augustine, was it Augustine or whatever his name is?
August
Alsina. Nah, man, that ain't good at all. Okay. But again, this is the same woman that he spent 3 years planning her 40th birthday party. And when he got through with the shit, he did all kind of shit, brought teachers and video cameras and, production teams and shit. And she told the motherfucker that shit was all for you and for me.
Damn.
And he bought this big ass ranch. She liked horses, and he bought her a ranch, and big ranch. I don't want this big ass ranch. No matter what he's ever done for her, she's never really liked it. And then for her daughter to say something like, I wish Tupac was alive so mama could be happy. Oh my God.
Oh,
dude. Check it out.
I haven't heard any of this.
Damn. Check it out. I wish Tupac was alive so mama could be happy. Something to that effect. Dude, that gotta snatch a nigga's heart out. $400 million, and you can't make a motherfucker happy.
I'm cutting my kid off from everything. You ain't
okay. $400 million, and you can't find no peace? Come on, man. $400 million. Man. Allegedly, y'all been having swingers and doing all kind of crazy shit, open marriages, blah, blah, blah. And you still can't get this motherfucker happy? So, shit, what can you say?
Yeah. OG Steve says, Dusty, Jada was the real villain in the whole thing. Sleeping with Son's friends, treating Will like crap, and Will took it out on Chris. Literally, just like you said. What's funny, Lonzo, is if you go back and watch the whole slap heard across the world when Will Smith went on stage and slapped Chris Rock, if you slow it down, you look at Will Smith after Chris told the joke, Will laughed.
Yeah.
Will laughed.
Right.
And then he looked at Jada, saw her reaction, and saw that she wasn't happy, and then now he's mad. But that motherfucker laughed first.
He laughed. I saw the shit. He giggled like everybody, because the joke wasn't that fucking bad. It wasn't under the clothes dress or under the a sexual thing. G.I. Joe. See, I can't wait to see the movie. G.I. Jane. Can't wait to see the movie. It was a chuckle joke in the first place. It wasn't a gut busting joke. It was just that's cute. I like that. Nice shot. All right, keep pushing. But again, you ain't the same person that's been ridiculed by this same woman and you don't know what the car ride was like over there. Okay, and people forget Jada was trying to get Chris Rock not to do the Oscars because Will didn't get nominated for a massive
bullshit movie.
Yeah. So, bitch, I'm supposed to stop getting paid because Will didn't get nominated for a whack ass movie. Come on now, that's bullshit. Was that Concussion?
Emancipation, I think.
Emancipation, what he just did.
No, Concussion.
Yeah. I watched it one time. It was all right. Shit. I liked Ali better though. I enjoyed
that movie.
I liked what's that one when he running from with him and Gene Hackman? I like that one better. And they damn. I'm having a brain fart, y'all. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Gene Hackman.
I'll look it up. Somebody throw it down in the chat. I'm sure somebody got it.
Chris Stacks got an Enemy of the State. That was a bomb ass movie, right?
Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah.
But it's a lot of people don't get nominated for good movies, man. As our girl Angela Bassett just got shunned the other night. Okay, and I like Jamie Lee Curtis, but she ain't no Angela Bassett. Angela Bassett is in a lane by herself. Okay.
I love Angela Bassett.
Actors, I think that's get overlooked. My boy Giancarlo played Gus on Breaking Bad. You know I'm talking about. Giancarlo.
Let me look him up. Giancarlo.
Played Gus on Breaking Bad, and he plays it's just one of the baddest boys ever acted that I've seen in my life. Okay. Giancarlo something, Puerto Rican brother. Played anything.
He played he's dope. Oh yeah, Esposito. Oh yeah.
Come on, man. That dude he's another damn Esposito. He's another damn Denzel Washington when it comes down to acting skills. I ain't never heard him get nominated for shit. Have you ever heard him get nominated?
Nope.
Okay. Boy is awesome. Okay. He's Italian and black. Okay, I thought he was Puerto Rican. But anyway, yeah. Boy is awesome, man. Come on, dude. I mean, he can play. He played bugging. You're right. He played bugging and do the right thing. He's been bad forever, and still kicking ass. He plays in a movie I like right now. What's the movie? He plays in something right now. I watch. Anyway, he just awesome dude, man. I never seen him get shit. Okay.
Nope.
When he played,
it's like that in hip hop. Also, it's like that in hip hop. The good artists rarely get recognized. The bullshit does, but the good artists don't.
Me and Dre are having an art debate right now.
Oh, it's been getting heated. I've been tuning in the last couple of weeks.
Me and Dre been arguing for the last week or two about who belongs in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And I ain't gonna disrespect the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but fuck that, man. That's why we got. Why are we so busy? Why do we have to have a seat at your table? Why don't we have our own goddamn table? Why we got to have somebody eat? I want to eat at your table right here because this table right here is cleaner than mine. No, buy you a table and clean the motherfucker and sit your ass over there. That don't make no sense to me. That's Godfather of Harlem. Thank you, Isaiah. Adam Clayton Powell. Yes, he plays Adam Clayton Powell in Godfather of Harlem. But when I sit back and I'm looking and I'm like going, damn, why is it so important that we be accepted by other folks' organizations? You mad because you didn't get this, mad because you get that. Why don't we have our own Oscars? I don't hear the same problem with Latino artists. I don't hear them saying the same thing. They do their own thing, and it's all good. I could be wrong. Check me if I am.
You're on point, man. I want to talk a little bit more about the comedian aspect and how people are upset at Chris Rock. And I want to go back, Lonzo, to back in your day, my day, 70s, 80s. Most of the comedians back then probably wouldn't last nowadays, right? It just seems like nobody can take a joke anymore, dude. I mean, the TV shows wouldn't last. The Archie Bunkers, the Jeffersons, the Honky, the Cracker this. I mean, and it was all in kind of parody if you look back at it, but it would not last nowadays, right?
Man, I was listening to Eddie Murphy Raw. Dude! Come on, man. Eddie Murphy Raw in the red suit talking about Ed Norton and Jackie Gleason. Ed Norton, fucking Norton, I want you to fuck me up the ass. I'm like, God damn. Ain't nowhere in the world that shit can fly right now. Ain't no way in the world that shit can fly. That's fucking amazing. But we've turned into a bunch of pussies, man. That's when gas was cheaper and interest rates were different and the money had value back then. It's just amazing, man, how shit has just flipped up so dramatically over the past 15, 20 years.
Where did we go wrong?
Dude, there is no boundaries no more. It's on. Well, it seems like we had boundaries. Well, for a while you had men, women, and you had gays. Okay. That was cool. But now you got so many derivatives of all that. Okay. And it's like it's confusing as shit, man. And no matter where you walk, you're stepping on somebody's toes. No matter where you walk, you're stepping on somebody's toes. You got to be careful of how you say anything, unless you're talking about a black person. You can call us all kind of names. Nobody don't say shit. Okay, not even us. So when you talk about any other group, you have to walk on tippy toes and damn near, I don't know, just pins and needles just to make sure you don't get your legs blown off. My man here, Gary's Garage. Yeah, Richard Pryor didn't hold back shit. Okay, and he was one of the greatest. George Carlin didn't hold back shit. Okay, that shit was hilarious. It's funny today, but they'd all get canceled. Here's the crazy part. I've heard people talking about retroactively canceling both of them. I've heard comments, we should cancel Richard Pryor. Come on, man. The man been dead, 20 years? How you gonna do some shit like that? That was a different time, man. It was a different time. And it's just amazing, man. Paul Mooney was so far ahead of his time that he never really got his real deserved his position because he was so fucking raw. But he was the backbone of guys like Richard Pryor. Paul Mooney was he wrote for Richard Pryor. He wrote for the white boy I just mentioned him. Shit.
Carlin.
George Carlin. All in the Richard Pryor show, Richard Pryor, they gave Richard Pryor a show back. NBC gave him a show back in the day. I think he only did like 4, maybe 6 episodes. He didn't finish the whole season. That shit was fucking hilarious. Richard came out as being the first black president. The motherfucker never did stop moving. Yeah, people today, why are you moving? I'm not gonna shoot me. They just got one of us. They gonna get me. It was hilarious. Then he came out one day.
I remember that.
He came out one day, butt naked. Richard Pryor walked on the set butt naked. What you call that shit when they put that little
censored it, yeah,
censored over his nuts and shit in his ass.
Yeah.
But they that shit was hilarious. And then when he came out as Daddy Rich with the all white going back to Africa shit, man, that shit was fucking hilarious. But again, what we find hilarious, some people find offensive. Maybe that's why we can talk about each other the way we do, because we're not that sensitive. We're not that sensitive, dude. You know, maybe that's why we do what we do, and can be said the way we say things, which can accept things being said about us, because we're not a sensitive people. Maybe that is. I don't know.
Did you ever get to see Richard Pryor or Eddie Murphy live when they were doing their thing
Dude,
back in the day?
Back at the Comedy Store on Hollywood Boulevard, I saw everybody broke. Everybody broke. Eddie Murphy used to hang out with us at the fucking Paradise on Thursday nights, chasing girls. Okay, when he was doing 48 Hours, he was up that doing that, but while he was filming. Back in the day, it was a club called the Circus, but on Thursday nights it was called Paradise. Big ass club, huge ass warehouse between it. The warehouse was on Santa Monica. It went all the way back to the next street. It was like a half a block long. Okay, huge warehouse nightclub called the Paradise. It was a circus. It's called the Circus. It was a gay club during the week. During the weekends. But on Thursdays, it was a black club. Everybody would be there. Prince, Eddie Murphy, everybody would be there. But on Sunday nights, the comedy store in Hollywood was the spot. I've talked to Richard Pryor like I'm talking to you right now. Okay, but he was good. He was blowing up, but he hadn't hit TV yet. And here's the crazy part: Richard Pryor was a total introvert. He was a total introvert. Richard Pryor was sitting in the corner by himself the whole time. Just sit there.
Wow.
And walk up and talk to you. Hey, how you doing, man? I'm just Mr. Pryor. I have a nightclub over in Compton. I'd love you to come out through. Well, I'd love to come by if I could, man. I would go there and hustle. That's how I met so many people in my documentary. Not all of them, but a lot of them. That's how I would get them from a documentary. You remember Marshall Warfield, Brad Sanders? They would all be at the fucking Comedy Store. I'd go up there on Sunday, me and Unknown hang out, invite him. Hey, man, we're doing a comedy thing down in the club down on Avalon. Come on through. And they fall through. If one guy would come through, if Brad came through, me and Brad, I'm looking for him right now. If Brad would come through, he'd bring Marshall Warfield, Honest John Witherspoon, and it was a little workout room. I had a little workout room. We called it the Babylon room. And it was a little room in the back. And but on Sundays, we go up to the Comedy Store. It was I think it was $2 to get in. It might have been free to get in, but $2 cover charge. No, it was a $2 drink minimum, 2 drink minimum. Okay, and we'd wait, and the last person that always came on was Paul Mooney. When Paul Mooney came on at the Comedy Store, all the white people would leave before he started. I'm not bullshitting, but before he opened his mouth, all the white people would get up and leave. Okay, and me and Unknown would sit in the front. Okay, and I never forget. I think I said this before. I'm gonna tell you this joke again. He told me this joke. He clowned my ass because I'm wearing all my jewelry. I got my Jerry curl. I'm Lonzo at his heyday. Okay. But I don't know why, even right now, I got a big ass bunch. This is a small ring of keys. I keep a bunch of keys and shit, right? Well, back in the day, I carried the club keys. I'd have my car keys, my club keys. I'd have 100. Wouldn't be shit for me to have 100 keys on me, man. And I would carry them with me everywhere I went. Didn't need them, but I would carry them. And Paul, I was sitting in the front row, my little pinky ring on and shit, my jewelry and shit. Look at this nigga right here. This nigga must be the janitor at a pawn shop. He know goddamn well that's not his fucking jewelry. You goddamn it, mop the floor and go bring that shit back before the boss fires your ass in the morning. That's not your jewelry, nigga. You are a motherfucking janitor at the pawn shop. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. He clowned the fuck out of my ass for a good 5 minutes, man. No bullshit. No fucking bullshit. And he would be at the Hollywood Park Casino hanging out. We've talked several times. You know, most of these guys are very approachable, man. Most of them are very approachable. And it just even what's his name? Had the nice show, The Big Chin and shit.
Jay Leno.
Jay Leno would be there. Jay Leno, not Conan O'Brien. The other dude, he took Johnny Carson's place. All these cats would be at the Comedy Store broke. Okay, pre-money. Everybody is hustling. Everybody's doing their thing. And that was just the way it was back in the 80s, man. You know, Arsenio Hall never made me laugh. Arsenio never made me laugh. Eddie Murphy would have motherfuckers rolling. David Letterman, thank you, sir. David Letterman would be there. David Letterman, all these guys would be there. Conan O'Brien, all these guys would be there. That was just a spot where people to come and work out, man. No shit.
Oh, man. Oh, dude. Hey, Isaiah says, Uncle Zoe, tell the Robin Harris Marvelous Marvin story. I don't know if I'm familiar with that one.
Oh, you talking about it was actually Tommy Hearns.
Oh, Tommy Hearns. Robin Harris, Tommy Hearns story. Okay.
Yeah. We at the Comedy Store. I mean, we at the not the Comedy Store. Damn, I'm having some serious brain farts today. In Lambert Park, Comedy Act Theater. We at the Comedy Act Theater. Robin Harris is the host, and Robin Harris would have motherfuckers about to piss on themselves. You better not go to the bathroom when Robin Harris was on the microphone. He would clown your ass all the way to the toilet and back. You had to pass the stage because the bathroom was on the side. The way to the bathroom was on the side of the stage, and the whole room was full of chairs. No dance floor, no nothing. Whole room full of chairs. Anybody that crossed in front of Robin Harris going to the bathroom got clowned like a motherfucker. And people, it was so bad, people would just be holding it to Robin Harris to go off, and they'd run to the bathroom when another comedian come on. So Tommy Hearns got up and just walked across the floor to the bathroom. And Robin looked at this motherfucker, who you think you are? And Tommy Hearns like, man, fuck you. Yeah, fuck you. You're talking shit to him, right? Robin Harris looked at, motherfucker, don't make me call Sugar Ray. Oh, shit. He had just got his ass with my Sugar Ray Leonard. Don't make me call Sugar Ray. Nigga. Dude. That whole motherfucking joint erupted, okay? That whole fucking club erupted. Tommy Hearns' face just dropped. Man, dude, couldn't nobody say shit. His boys, everybody was fucked up, man. That shit was hilarious. You had to be there. That's one of them things, man. I wish I could have had I wish I had a phone back then, dude, in my pocket. That shit would have been hilarious.
God, man. Hey, you know a comedian that I've always enjoyed back in the day was Thea Fadal. Do you remember her, Thea Fadal? Did she ever she had her own TV show called Thea, heavyset black woman.
Thea Fadal.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's okay. I was just curious if you knew anything about her because she's always been one of my favorites.
That ain't the one that died, is it? Did she die?
I think she's dead. No, she's just
that was simply Marvelous. No, that was simply Marvelous died.
Okay. Yeah, no, she's still alive for sure. She's still alive.
Like
Michael. Go ahead.
Half the people that was in the movie Friday, Yvette, the one that died, the cute one that took the wig off and shit. I thought she was Janet Jackson. She was Freddie Jackson. She was a regular. AJ Johnson was a regular. Chris Tucker had been through there. All the Wayans brothers that came through the Comedy Act Theater became the Eve After Dark for comedy. Okay. Oddly enough, the brother that ran it, Michael Williams, is a distant cousin of mine. Okay, and we was laughing one day. We was having a conversation with that. I said, man, do you realize between me and you, half the motherfucking millionaires is in the industry right now between comedy and rap. We discovered them motherfuckers. He said, wow, you didn't. That's no shit. I said, everybody came through. Yvette Wilson, thank you, Marlon. Everybody came through Eve After Dark and Comedy Act Theater. In fact, Robin Harris was a regular at Eve After Dark and became the head, the MC at Comedy Act Theater. That's when he really got it, fell into his own, man. He was notorious. He fucking motherfucker up for good. All the Wayans was there. Damon, Keenan, all the brothers. Marlon was a little goofy ass kid. And even the sister with that not funny ass. She was not funny, but she never made me laugh. And then Arsenio, I never saw. The Wayans brothers was funny. Damon has always been my favorite, okay, of all the Wayans brothers. Not Martin, the other one.
They all have an act. They all went on stage and did an actual act.
They went on stage, yeah.
I only know them from A Living Color.
The whole family had acts, man. Even the sister. She wasn't that funny to me. Martin was a little sillier. He was more silly than funny. And what's the other guys, man? I can't think of his name. The one, him and Marlon worked together a lot.
Marlon, Sean.
Sean, I ain't never smiled off of Sean. Okay, he ain't made nigga even smile. But Damon will make you. He'll make you bust a gut. Okay, and Keenan played Eve After Dark as well. He came to Eve After Dark as well. Yes, sir.
History, homie. The history. That's crazy. This hour flew by, man. It's always good chatting with you. What's coming up with you and Dre this week?
We're gonna finish arguing about this goddamn Hip Hop Hall of Fame. He was trying to tell me the Hip Hop Hall of Fame ain't shit. I said, they ain't the middle of the motherfucking high. It ain't shit already.
God damn, Dre.
Well, they're not gonna let the fat boys in. Come on, Dre. We ain't nobody in the motherfucker yet. They was having some debates based on who should be in. I'm like, fat boys can't be in the Hip Hop Hall of Fame. Come on, man. I was jamming the Fat Boys of the night, man. Come on, dude.
The Fat Boys, if they were one of the first groups before N.W.A. that made me want to fucking, and they were doing all that fun shit. Remember that they were making samples. They had samples of like old rock songs and Beach Boys songs and shit like that.
And look, man. I'm 65 years old, and I think about the music I grew up listening to. Man, I'm jamming the Fat Boys. Can you feel it? Come on, man. Can you feel it? And homeboy break out with the beatbox. Come on, dude. That shit was funky as fuck. I was jamming. Before I go. All right, I got to tell y'all this. This is real shit. Look at the top of the channel. Look at the top of the thing. I got a thing that's scrolling right now. It says subscribe to the Compton Entertainment channel. Okay. Right now we're on Roku. We're on Roku, and I think we're on Fire Stick. We're on Roku for damn sure. I just signed up myself. I have an app called the Compton Entertainment channel. It's launching. It's launching. All the apps are launching at different times. I was hoping to get them all done at the same time, but everybody got different processes. So right now we're on Roku, waiting on Fire Stick, waiting on Apple TV and Google. I just did some shit for Google today. Hopefully Google will be up in the next day or two. Bottom line, I'm gonna be doing some more music shows, some live music shows. I'm gonna play some old school hip hop, before motherfuckers shit. They're gonna play you the shit that I grew up rocking, okay? And I'm gonna do the house party mix. All right, me and Unknown had a show back in the day called the House Party. That was me and Unknown, and as a DJ, I'm a house party DJ. That's what I do. I don't mix. I don't scratch. But I will make you bust a motherfucking gut and get your granny off the goddamn floor and pick her shoes off, okay? That's what the fuck I do. But because I'm a part of so many different generations of music, I got a different flow. So I know Fat Boys. I know Let's Jam. Come on, man. That shit was rocking.
Man, that's going to be dope, bro. I can't wait to see that. I can't wait to.
I will hear this shit, Planet Rock, man. Dude. The shit that I party to, that we set this shit off with, is I don't hear it no more, man. It's like it's been buried. It's like they're trying to do to me and all the other guys from back in the day. Everybody started in the late 80s. Hip hop is 50 years old, but they only play the last last 25, 30 years. That's bullshit. Okay. If hip hop is 50 years old, you got to take it back to the motherfucking roots. And I still ain't figured out how to be 50 yet, but that's another subject. But you can't erase the fucking early 80s, man, when that shit was fun before niggas made shooting each other a fucking national pastime. That's bullshit. And that's what I'm gonna do on one of these channels. So stick tuned. We gotta I ain't gonna apologize, but we have for our channel, it's $2. It's a $2.99 subscription fee. Okay. That's because we got to pay for this shit. So I would love for y'all to subscribe to it. I got some of my old shows. Now, this ain't my first TV show. I had a TV show back in Compton called Issues in the Hood. If you go back, you'll see some of them shows on there. I had some crazy ass shows on that thing, man. I interviewed Al B. Sure and some folks from Compton. So yes, I'm gonna upload more content as we speak. But right now, we got the channel up. I want some subscriptions. $3 a month will be appreciated. And watch us grow. Come grow with us, folks. The Compton Entertainment Channel. You can also go to our website, ComptonEntertainmentChannel.com, and see what we're working on. All right.
Love it, man. Always a pleasure hanging out with you, Lonzo. I can't wait to talk to you next Tuesday. Everybody out there, thank you in the chat room, the regulars, the new people. You guys are awesome. You keep us going. Really, really appreciate you. I'll talk to you soon, man.
All right, folks. We out of here. This is Lonzo, the Godfather of West Coast hip hop, and my main man, Dusty Vision, y'all. Thank y'all for watching. See y'all soon. Peace.